Hello and welcome to this tutorial. My name is Sserunkuma Damian and I'll be taking you through on how to use Dreamweaver to create an application interface. We are going to majorly look at how to add controls and how to use controls on uh, an interface to be there to capture the supplier. So I click at Insert. And this time, because I need to capture data from a user into the server, so I will click at Insert and then I shift from capture the supplier. So I click at insert, and this time because I need to capture data from a user into the server, so I will click at insert, and then I shift from HTML and then select form. Okay, under the form to capture the supplier, so I click at insert, and this time because I need to capture data from a user into the server, so I will click at insert, and then I shift from HTML and then select form. Okay, under the forms, I can be able to add a form to a form is what captures data from an interface. So I will click at insert, and then I shift from HTML and then select form. Okay, under the forms, I can be able to add a form to a form is what captures data from an interface to the end, to the back system or to the server. Click at that and then click at insert. If yours appears to be like that, it's also okay. Click at insert. It's the same thing. And then make sure that you're in the forms, then click at form. Position the first where the cursor needs to be, and then click at form. Okay, so your cursor will appear there. I'm in the design mode. So my cursor appears inside the form, and there I need to put my text field. So my text area there, my text field, or my text box, I put it there, and this time around you can change this to a supplier name. Okay, supplier name. Okay, and then outside it I need a button there to help me to submit the supplier name. Okay, so I need to attach a submit button. Okay, so that one will cater for the supplier. All right, so I'm resizing this to effectively have enough space where I need to capture my suppliers from. Then realize that this form does not appear on top. I have a lot of space that I'm not utilizing on top. So all I need is to click at that, and I click at the table. Then I use my arrow keys, the navigation arrow keys on your keyboard. I press the right navigation key to make the cursor jump from the table into the space between the table and my edge of the first table that I drew. Then I am intending to vertically align it to the top so that it flashes with the top margin there. Click at the vertical align and then select top, and there it is. So I need it precisely at that point. All right, so I need to be able to capture. How about capturing the data about so every time I need to capture the supplier, I need to capture to see the supplier details in this other, okay, this other cell. So I'll click at that. I merge the cells together, and I say current suppliers or available suppliers or submitted suppliers. Let's use current. Current suppliers, and I should be able to get my suppliers as a list there. Okay, so that is done for the supplier. The next field will be, let me just ensure that everything here up to this level, both of these are merged together. So one way of merging, we have already merged using this table, this button, but you can as well right click and select table, then you select merge cells so that they become one. All right, so up there I'm interested in capturing the category of a particular column, a particular item. So I'll select the categories. Okay. So these categories, I need to merge the two together. All right. And then I have an avenue where I need to enter a particular category, okay, for a particular record. So I select the two and merge them, right click and select table, then merge cells. So after merging these cells, this time around I need a form that is going to pick my data, okay. So I will need a form, add a form, and then click at form. Now inside the form I need to put my table. I'm swapping from form to HTML and then select table. So once I do that, I'm interested in just 2 columns. Let me just make 3 columns. So 3 columns and 1 row. Okay, and then click at OK. So I basically have that kind of interface. So I'll have the category name, and where the category name where I'll be recording it. So I'll select that and swap back to the form, and there I'm interested in the text field. Okay, so the category name is already there. I don't need this field. Okay, so I highlight it and delete it on my keyboard. Then the third column will bear my button to which I will be clicking to submit this category to my records. So I click at the submit button, and I'll resize it. Okay, but still I need it flush with the top margin. So I click at the table and then press my either left or right key, navigation keys, and then I vertically align it to the top. Vertical alignment, select top so that it flashes with the top margin. Okay, so that is for the columns, for the particular categories. So let us see how we can add different items to our interface. So I need this cell. Okay, I need it to be utilized, otherwise this will be a wastage of space. I need to click inside the cell, and this time around I click at split, which is different from merge. Split button, I click at it. Alternatively, simply right click at where the cursor is, and then go to tables and then select split cells. So this split cells enables me to be able to split these cells. I want to split this cell into 2 rows. So I select 2 rows, 2, and then I click OK, so that it places for me one other cell, one other row there. And this row is where is the one that I would wish to use to enter my records to do with my items. Okay, so this one I'm going to split it again. So I click at split cells, still with the rows, and there, then I have the items there. Item records, or item records. Record entry. Okay, so in my item record entry, I need to put my form there, to which will capture my data to wherever I want to store my data. So click at a form and ensure that you select form. Okay, so inside the form that you have added, I need something to help me capture the data, and this data is going to be in a tabular format. So being in a tabular format requires me to use a table. So I swap back to the HTML and then click at table. So my table is going to have five rows and 2 columns. Okay, then I click at OK. Okay, 5 rows, 2 columns. So I'll need to have the item name. The item name. Let me just resize this. Then I will need to have the item category. Let's first start with the category name. Category name. Then we have the item name. Then the quantity they are supplying us with. Okay. Then who has supplied? So that's when we can talk about the category. The supplier. So the supplier is there. Then on which day was the item supplied? So we shall pick the date when the item was supplied. Okay. So we can have these items. We can have them as ... Okay. And then that. All right. Okay. So there we are. All we need is now to enter, to be able to capture the controls that will help us to capture data from a particular column or a particular interface to whatever I want to add data to. So the item name or the category name needs to be coming from the category name up there. Okay, so we have already captured the category. That means the category should be able to be picked at this point. That's when we can think of using we are swapping from the HTML to the forms, and we are interested in the select. Okay, so we can click at select, and then we shall need that. Don't want that word. Then item name, we are entering the items ourselves. Okay, so we shall enter the item using the item, the text box. Click at the text box and we shall take out this text box item like that. Okay, so the quantity is a number, so I will select number there, and this number goes, the word number goes. Just highlight it. Make sure that you are in the design. Otherwise, when you do it from the view or live, it might at times challenge you. So make sure that you are doing it from the design to easily get it right. So the supplier is we normally have this supplier, and we don't want the supplier every time we enter the supplier. We just need to enter the supplier once, and we shall be able to pick the suppliers from there. You can choose to use this option of select, but since we have already used the select, let us use a different way of making selection of these suppliers. Okay, so we can have a supplier using the radio buttons. So we can have a particular supplier. So we can have radio buttons there. Let's go in for the radio buttons. Have a radio buttons, have a group, and have one radio button. So let's check using a group. Okay, so when you say, the beauty about using a group is that one can be active at a time. So we can have one supplier who supplies us with a particular product. Okay, so you can have this. We are learning how to put the controls there. So when you click at group, it tells you, it asks you which suppliers you need to have. Okay, so meaning whatever that you enter there, it should be this one will be rolling from the database normally. But let us hard code it. Let us just put it there. Click at that. What we have as label is what we shall be able to see as users. and then the value is what is picked or displayed in the database. So we shall have the supplier. The supplier, we shall have Damian Enterprise, and then that will be our supplier 1, and we shall have Judith. We shall have Judith as our supplier 2, and then if you want more controls, you click at plus and you add more suppliers. We have Jethro, that will be our supplier 3, and then we have Daria. We have just click at the plus sign, so we have Daria. That will be our supplier 4. Okay, so we have this option of line break or table. Let's use a line break so that they are not that much spaced so much. So click at the line break and click at OK. So their name is group 1. Okay, you can as well simply call them suppliers, and then click at OK. So they are listed there. So realize that once you leave them like that, you're not utilizing this space rightly. So click at that inside the cell, and then you vertically align it to the top. Okay, so we have the suppliers, and the suppliers are listed there. Then we have this date. Date can also be taken in using various formats. We have this, let's use the date local. Okay, then click at that date local, and the date local control it depends which kind of date you want to avail yourself with. Okay, and there we are. So we just need one extra row where we shall be possibly putting our button to submit the form. So you can right click at this point and select table, and then select new increase or insert a row. Okay, just insert a row, and yep, it is there. So I highlight and grab whatever that I want up there, and I have one extra row to which I'll be adding my buttons. So I need 2 buttons there. I need a cancel button and a submit buttons. So I need a cancel button, which is a reset button. Click at the reset button, click outside after the reset button, and then click at the submit button. Okay, so when you click at this, you have a variety of properties for a particular control. To reset, I need to put it as cancel. So cancel is more friendly to the person, a normal user, than reset. So I need to change the value to cancel and press enter. Then this one, I need to click at submit. Let it be submit. All right. Let's save our file and see how it looks like. So saving a file, click at file and then select save as. And then locate where you want to save. I want to save to the desktop in a folder called My Applications. Double click to open it. Then inside there, I need to put it as item or store management. So store management or store manager.html. The HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So click at save. Now it's time to see what we have. So I'll just hide away the name, minimize the entire thing, and go to My Applications, then Store Manager. Double click to view the Store Manager to open it in a browser. So in a browser, that's how it opens. And I basically have the interface, which is positioned precisely where I want it to be. But the look is not that much professional. All you need to do is to ensure that you you insert background colors and text colors so that you improve on the look of your interface. Okay, so we can display the data, we can capture, but we have not specified how your records will be captured from the database possibly. So we need a layout where we shall be able to capture our data or to display our data, and this is what we want to utilize. Okay, so I'm right clicking there, and I want to go to the table and then split cells. So I want to split this cell. This will be cell 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so number of rows is 3. Click OK, and we should be able, click OK, should be able to split the 3 cells there, which is okay. And then this one, we shall leave it as it is, okay, because this one has to prolong. If at all it has to capture from the database, then we shall need to utilize this small space. Okay, shall need to utilize that small space. Resize this, push it to the right, and even this, push it to the right. So we shall have a list of items at this point. Okay, we shall basically have a list at that point. So the items, okay, items record. This is a item full record. Okay, items record, and this one I might not that much necessarily to put the form, because it does not submit. It's just meant to capture data from the database or where data is captured from. So I just need a tabular layout there. So I'll just need a table there, and this table is going to be able to show me the item ID, okay, number, and then you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, supplier, and the date 5. Okay, so you have 5 columns, and then you can have possibly 4, let's say 4 rows, and click at OK. Okay, but we want it to flash at the top, so click outside, not inside but outside. Okay, and then line it to top. Okay, after lining it to top, then we can enter number there. Okay, after entering the number, we shall need to get the item name there. Then we shall need to capture the quantity, QTY, how much we have in stock. Then we need to know the supplier. Then we shall need to know when the date when the stuff was captured. Okay, so I'll resize it pretty nicely. Okay, then highlight this. We can decide to make it is what we call a header. So when I highlight it, I am supposed to access have an access to different cells. Okay, so when I highlight everything, we have this option of header. Okay, click at header so that they become bold, and then no wrap. Wrap is this text comes down. Okay, we don't want it that. So click at no wrap so that it is independent, it's one line. All right, so when you look at this, I need the background color there. Let us first refresh and see how the look of our interface. File and save changes made. Then I go back to the browser and refresh. So I have an interface that looks like that. Alright, so this I need it to have, I'm starting to put the background colors and the foreground colors to beautify the look of my document. Okay, so it is quite easy to do that, to accomplish that. All you need to do is to highlight what you need to be colored and then go for these properties in the background color, BG color. If you know a particular color that you are interested in, please you can as well use that. So click at that and then select click at the BG color and then select a particular BG color or background color that you would love to use. I want to use some kind of red. Okay, let's just make it blue, but a little dark blue, like that, and press enter. Okay, so that will be our color, background color. So even this one, but the words have disappeared, although we're going to make them visible physically there. So how you do that, you just need to make sure that this text, I'm going to make sure that I'm in split mode, and under split mode you have, let us first do the design and we finish it, then we can look at okay, let's accomplish that. So we can have the font. So to be able to see the font, it's important always to know the codes. So we want to make sure that we change the font, and then we are interested in the color. All right. So which kind of color? I select color picker. I'm interested in if it is dark blue, I need to use a lighter blue. So brighter color, want that kind of color. This is its color code here. Okay, maybe I can copy. Okay, just undo. Just place it there. Color code is that. Oh no. The color is put a color picker. I said blue. Then I need a bright blue. Okay, can as well do that and make sure that you have precisely what kind of blue you want, and then press enter. Okay, so this one, just need to edit it a little there. Okay, all right, that like that. So you don't see anything there, so I need to end my code there. So I need to end my font code, closing tag, and if you want to see the results, just click up there and should be able to see my code has an issue. The font, okay, say it's on different lines, so I put it on independent lines. So I have font color equal to, and then the color code. So I need to close that, otherwise this does not make sense. Okay, so when I click up there, I should be able to see the color. Okay, color, font. Okay. Oops, that when I click up there, my code is not yet right. So I have BG color, font. BG color, which is okay. I have the font, okay, and then I have color. I want more space to be able to follow my code pretty nicely. So I have font, I have color equal to, which is not enclosed. That's why it is giving me a hard time. Okay, so I needed to enclose it first. Like that one, when I click up there, I should be able to see. Okay, so I just need to copy the font. This, okay, to be uniform. Copy that. This is a little hard way of doing things, but later we shall look at the softer way of using cascading style sheets. Okay, I'm pasting, and then I want the closing tag for font. So the closing tag for font is there. Copy it, and then I'm placing it after the word name, and after the word quantity, and after the word supplier, and after the word date. Okay, So when I press my cursor up there, the content should be visible. Save changes made, Control S, and then I refresh my page. You should be able to see the content up there. Right? So you can change, depends on how you would wish to have your interface looking like, and then you can work with that. Okay, so I'm going to work with the same kind of interface. So the whole of this is going to occupy, it's going to have the same interface, but the categories, all I need to do is to merge the cells together. So I click at merge cells, okay, and then the kind of blue, I click at that, and I'm interested in with this kind of blue. Okay, so I click at that and press enter. Okay, so this I just need the code for my font to kind of create something uniform. Okay, so I click at that and select the font there, copy, and then up there, select the font, paste it there. Then I also end my font at that point. So I should be able to see categories pushed out. So this one, I just need to make it, highlight it, okay? I want it to stand out as heading 1, all right? So down there, I'm interested in heading 1, okay? So we have the format, none. The format, it needs to be heading 1, right? So heading 1, we have heading 3. I'm selecting heading 3. And then we have this other. Still, I'm putting it as heading 3. So the font, I'm selecting the font to be that. Okay, and then okay, so when I click up there, I should be able to see so I click inside, and then I change the background. I get the color picker and click at a particular color that I want to be affected and press enter. Okay, so applies to this. Highlight it, items, then place my code there. I enclose it with a tag for font. Okay, so I'll click up there and highlight it, then make it heading 1, or we've set it heading 3. Okay, so heading 3, then I just need it to be the same hierarchy with the rest. So I need to make it the background. Click at the background, select the color picker and select this. Then press enter. Okay. So our interface is trying to take shape now. Save changes made. So when I refresh my page, I should be able to see the content changing based on what you have actually decided to indicate it as. Okay, so this one, Damian stores, I need it to be really standing out. So it will be having heading 1. Okay, so I need it to be ranging, highlight everything up to that level. Okay, we just go back to the design, highlight everything up to that level, and then merge everything. Then I need to select that as heading 1 so that it stands out. And then the background, it's going to be a little different from, it's going to be actually the vice versa of what I have. So the background color, I need a picker, and then select this kind of blue of the word. It's going to be my background this time. So select that kind of blue and press enter. Okay, and then the word is going to be this kind of blue. Okay, all right. So, or just make the text white, just white. So I'll select the split, and the way I have Damian, and I will just put my code for font. Font, I need the color to be white. Okay, so move it to white and then place OK. Right, and then close that. Alright, so this one has closed instantly, so I just need to move it at the end there. Save changes made. Save changes made. When I click up there, it should be able to stand out as Damian Stores. And then I need also to put a line just there. So at the end, click at insert and then select the lines. So I'm in HTML. I'm interested in the lines. Horizontal rule. So click at the horizontal rule and it should be appearing there. Okay, as HR. So let it be like that. And press Ctrl S to save changes made and refresh your page. And our interface is taking shape really pretty nicely. Okay, so we basically need now to customize this to fit in what we want. Just need to customize it. So just do that, and then you give it the same look as just the way you did for this. So select that entirely that, and then click at the background color. Background color, I need the color picker. Select this kind of color, press enter. So for each of these words, I'm going to attach it to white. Okay, each of these words, simply attach it to white. So select that and then go in for the font. For font, I need to select the font and the color. The color I need to select white. Press enter, and after the white, can possibly do that, and then we select it as put it at the end there. Okay, so that we have the white standing out or being pushed out like that. So I just need to select this and to ease the code. So select that. Okay, copy white, and wherever I have my item, have that, and then I close the code as the font, and then click at quantity, paste, close my font, and then I go for the supplies, paste, and then close the font. Then item intel. So we want date. Okay, so these are going to remain just the way they are. So I just want the date. Oops, date is there. So date font, and then I close my font. So save changes, Ctrl S, and then when I click up there, I should be able to see the quantity really pretty nicely. And then I go to the font, browse and refresh, and my quantity is starting to take shape. So realize that this time around we did not basically look at how to add this populate the combo box or the select command. So to do that, it's a little it's also interesting. Click at that, click at the combo, and then let's swap back to the design. Click at the combo, and at the bottom we have the list values. Okay, the way we did earlier. So just click at the list values and then select which list values would you love to. I want the category, this person is going to be able to supply us with drinks. So drinks, and the value is going to be the cat one, all right? And then we want another category, plus we want the eats. We want cat 2, then plus we want the clothes. This is cat 3. Okay, so let's select and say others. Others, that's cat 4. Cat 4. Okay, just cat 4. And then we can as well say select category. Select category. So for the select category, because we are just guiding whoever is going to use our interface, we don't need to put a particular category for it, and you just click at OK. Alright, so we see select category there. And at the bottom there, we want always select category to be selected by default. So you click at selected equals to select category. Okay, click at it, and that's it. And you click, press Ctrl S to save changes, or you click at File and select Save. Go back to your browser and refresh. And you should be able to, oh, it has drinks, I want this one to be selected by default. So I go back and click at it and press Enter. Okay, save changes made and refresh and see that. Okay, it has not changed, possibly. Let me just enter again. Okay, now it has taken effect. Alright, so we have this. I want it to flash with the top layer. So I will select it, click inside it, and then vertical selection, vertical align top. Okay, that is good enough. Save changes made. And then at the bottom there, I need it to be just gray. Okay, gray, just to give it background. I want gray, right? Or I just need to put it as, let me just use this top and press enter. Okay, there. Okay, we can as well say I want a copyright. Okay, say okay, this one, just put it there. Okay, click at that point and place it as I want a copyright for it. Okay, so I'll go in for the HTML still, and I'm interested in other the number of characters that you can work with. So click at that and it gives you special characters there. So I need this copyright, right? Copyright, the copyright needs to be of 2023. Okay, I said Damian Stores. So Damian Stores 2023. Save changes made to your file. Save changes, refresh your page, and you see that your border is really taking up some significant space. Then I don't want this one to be appearing like a table. I just want an interface. So please make sure that these borders, you reduce it to 0. So click at the table border and then border, take it to 0. Press enter and you're good to go. Right, so save changes made. Refresh your page. And there we are. So you can have this person registering his category name, and the category will be possibly, if at all we have to have a running system, it will be picked by this system here. Okay, and then we can enter the item name there. Maybe this person is going to supply us with drinks. We can say I want Coke. Oh, I want Peps. And then I just need how many crates I need. You just increase this. Okay. And then the supplier is Judith. And then which day was it supplied? Click at that, and then it was supplied today. Then click submit. So as long as you submit, it should be able to add itself to this interface. I hope that you have learned something on how to design an interface using Dreamweaver. Please, if you have consider a subscription to my channel, click like and then the notification button to get instant notifications every time I add content. I hope to meet you next time or with an additional of the interfaces. Good luck.